American or British English? Which one do you prefer? So today we'll be talking about something that every English learner faces. Choosing between American or British English. For that, I have invited amazing guests to help us and share their experiences with us. Come on, let's go and meet them. Gentlemen, welcome to Language with Ronny. So, can you please introduce yourselves to our beloved fellas?
My name is Melchizedek Davan, well known as Melk or even MK, as you wish. Actually, I'm a university student at UP studying English course to become a teacher, but my main focus is to become a translator. And I'm here to answer some questions about the differences about English in America and English in Britain.
Okay, so who do you have here?
Good morning, beloved mates. This is first year class leader Georgie Matola. By my friends, call me Nasty. They call me Nasty because when I was a child, I used to have a different behavior from the others. So they used to say nasty, nasty, nasty. That's why I grew up with this name. And right today, we're here to talk about American and British English. And I will underscore the British English. Thanks.
What's the meaning of underscore?
To underscore, it's to underline, to emphasize.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, like my fellas have just said here, we are going to talk about the difference between the American and British accent. Which one do you speak?
Actually, me, I prefer using the American accent, which is more fluently for me. Not that the British is not good, but American sounds more easy to use for me personally.
Oh, okay. What about you, Chief?
Myself, I do prefer British English because it sounds more polite, and I would like to become a professional. So, professionals like professional stuff, and British English is professional.
Oh, it's more professional. Okay. Do you think that British is more professional?
I don't know. Maybe it's because of the standards that we usually use. And as we know, America was colonized by British, which means that Britain is the mother. It's the mother of English.
Oh, right.
So maybe that's why they call it the standard. But not that I don't like the British English. I just don't like the accent as such.
Oh, okay. So, can you please share with us what influenced it in you guys choosing this kind of English? Chief?
Oh, yes. Thanks once again. Well, I do like listening British people speaking because I think they have a pretty accent. Let's see, for example, American people, when they talk about a vehicle, that vehicle from the transport, they do say car. You see that? While the British guy just say car. And that's more simple to me. I don't need to say, for example, brother. I just say brother. For example, myself, I do speak Portuguese. And Portuguese, we use from a different way. We don't say R, we say R. So if I do speak British, I don't need to say the R the same way as in Portuguese or another language. Just in English, I think so.
Oh, what influenced you?
Actually, I think what influenced me are the friends that I had when I was child, and then the movies that I watched. When I watched movies that were made by British people, it wasn't that cool as the same movies when are made by American people.
Yes.
American people tend to use slang a lot, slang English a lot, and they sound cooler. And it's I think it's funnier to watch American movies than British movies.
I agree with him. British movies are boring. Sorry. But it's boring. Even the music, but I listen to, who is that? Rita Ora. She's a nice singer. I love her. Yes. Do you prefer? Do you know any American singer that you like Chris Breezy, something like that?
Most of the music that I listen is rap music. So most of the singers that I know, they're rap artists, such as Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. J. Cole. I don't like Drake that much, but Drake as well. But Drake seems to be from Canada, but it's America. It's the same thing. They pronounce the words the same way. So I think those kind of rappers.
He's a fan of Kendrick Lamar.
They don't like us.
Oh, so you're a fan of Kendrick Lamar too?
Well, talking about culture,
Yes.
yes, I do appreciate much the American culture, talking about music, movies, and soap opera. But my main goal is to master British English. So when I do think about English, I don't actually think about only movies and music. I think about the books either. You know, most of the people, they think British English is difficult due to the accent. And you know, British English has Portuguese from Portugal. When they do speak rapidly, and some words they do eat. They do eat some words. That's why it's difficult to understand sometimes. But I don't think it's how can I say a animal of seven heads.
Oh, so there's yeah, just came a question right now. Like, so what skills did you use to learn English? Like most of us are more are more used to listening to American music, movies, like he said. So I want to know, like, did you use the skills like music, movies to learn how to speak English? Was it British or American?
Very, very good. That's a good question, and I was hoping to answer it.
Okay.
Well, I learned from the TV. You see, we call it TV cable.
Okay.
So some channels there were in American English, some channels were in British English. I use it, indeed. I may bring some two examples: CNN and BBC.
Okay.
So there you can. Some people they don't know the difference between American and British English, but there I could have the opportunity of knowing the difference, and that was the criterion I used to choose the best one for me. There is no best language, just to underline, but each one of us must choose the best for himself.
Oh, okay. So, Melky, so you used the American culture, all of it, music, movies, to learn your English?
It depends on which part of English we're talking about. Actually, I didn't use American English as such to learn English.
Okay.
But I mean, I learned English through British English,
Okay.
but I shaped my accent with American English, which means whenever I want to learn English, I always go to the internet and find books and find things, but most of them are written in British English. But when I want to evaluate my speaking, I usually use American accent just to sound cooler, not because British English is not good, but just to sound cooler. I think American is very beautiful and easy to speak. So that's why I use both. To learn English, I use British books or even maybe, I don't know, whatever, essays or things to read and learn English and master the grammar and all these things. But when it becomes to speaking, I usually tend to focus more on the English, on the American English accent. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you use to master grammar, you prefer to use the British English. You visit those books and stuff so that you can master your grammar. And then when it comes to accent, you prefer to use The American accent. Okay, got the point. So, can you please tell us what is the difference between American and British English? Like, in order to those who are watching us today, they can see how does it work. I mean, like, they can start to understand. Oh, this guy is speaking British. Oh no, this guy is American. Like, how does it work?
Okay, actually, to begin with, I'm not gonna say a lot. I'm gonna give you two examples.
Okay.
The first example is words. When we see the word color, the British people say color and they don't pronounce the R.
Yes.
And the American say color, emphasizing the R. So what is the difference in that? Is that the pronunciation has to do with accent. So the American pronounce the R and the British don't pronounce the R. The same thing happens with the spelling of the word. The American just use 5 letters, which is COLOR. But British people add a U in the same word. So not that they're different words, they are the same word and both are correct. The only difference is that one terminology is American and the other is British.
Okay. So, for you, Chief, that was interesting.
Yeah, interesting. And just to take a notice,
Yeah.
I would like to say that American English is more beautiful than British. Yes,
Okay.
yes, I do agree with that. And I will just come with an example.
Yes, please, sustain
yes.
your argument.
Normally, I do say sir, because I'm talking British English, but I appreciate when people say sir,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
You see that? I do. Wow, sir. It's beautiful.
Wait. How do you say it?
It's sir.
What?
It's sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are you single?
Yeah.
Okay. He's single. Yes,
God.
it's what? It's what?
I do say sir,
Okay.
sir.
Sir.
Yes,
You-
sir.
Like he said, you don't pronounce the R.
Indeed.
Okay.
Okay, so coming to the difference, I just noticed it down some difference. First of all, in terms of accent, we must notice something.
Okay.
The American English has been brought.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't born with that. Someone just brought that language. So that language is associated with their native language. I don't know, maybe I could call Amerindian.
Yes.
That's why they
yes.
have that accent. While the English, I mean the British, they have a native speaker accent. The accent is not decided by the grammar. It is passed through generation.
Oh.
That's one of the difference.
Okay.
Coming to the second one, talking about the pronunciation,
Alright.
I'll bring for some examples. For example, talking about butter. The American guys, they say butter.
Butter.
Yes, you see, the
Yeah.
T they use as D.
Yes.
Butter.
Butter.
While
Say butter.
butter, indeed. While the British, they just say bata. You see, bata.
This reminds me that a pot of water. Can I please have a pot of water? Meanwhile, we say a bottle of water.
Water.
Yeah, I want water.
Oh my
Because
God.
water. Water. We want water.
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 Okay.
Do the
It's beautiful, but I don't know.
Do the so that you can master. Do the Yeah,
Butter.
No, you don't say butter.
What?
Say butter.
Butter.
You gotta,
Butter.
just a little. Yeah.
Butter.
Yeah.
My God. Okay, so I brought another example. In American English, they say tomato. Tomato. Like they have a R there. While British, we say tomato.
Tomato. Can I please
Tomato.
have two tomato, please?
Yes.
Ooh, I got it
Tomato.
right. I thought
Potato, not potato. You
No,
see,
that doesn't sound American. That is Indian. Potato.
potato.
Yeah,
My God.
kind of that.
Yeah, potato. Some more. We do say vitamin, while American they do say vitamin. You see that vitamin? We do say vitamin.
You know, it's just that American English is. Reason why I ask him if he's single. You know, you won't understand it. You won't.
Yeah, that's it. Some people just say wrong stuff are better. I am not saying that the American one is wrong. I'm not saying that.
Ouch. Ouch. But
Yes.
okay.
Okay, so in terms of grammar, no, in terms of vocabulary, talking about vocabulary, we have some differences. Let's look, for example, for someone who's walking at the side of the road. In American English, they just say he's walking on the pavement, but in in American English, they say we are walking on the side of the road, while in British, we do say we are walking on the pavement. Let's take another example. For example, we have a building. We have the ground floor, then we have the first floor. American people, they say first floor referring to the ground floor, while the British English refers to the ground floor referring to the first floor.
What?
I don't know if you guys get that.
I still believe that British English is weird though.
Weirdo.
It's weird. So weird.
One last example to not take so long. American English. People do say pants, referring to trousers. While British English, when we talk about pants, we're talking about the underwear. Yes. When you do say wear those pants, we're talking about underwear, not exactly about trousers.
I'm not going to England. I'm staying here. Oh, but it's much cooler to say pants, right?
Yeah, I think even like trousers. I think British English tend to sound more formal, and it's kind of it's kind of heavy. I mean, so
Yeah.
that's why I usually tend to use American English, because it's cooler and you feel free to say whatever you want, and it's not difficult to be just spelling words the same way they want you to. You just use your own way to spell the words. You just use your own way to speak, and it's easier to be fluent in American English than in British English.
Yes. Cause we cool kids. You understand? We cool. Ain't we cool?
Yeah, sure.
We cool. No, I'm not saying that you're not cool. You're cool, but you're cool in a formal way.
Indeed.
Eh.
Indeed.
Ah.
And she's like,
Chief.
my God.
Okay. Let's go to the benefits. Like in speaking American English. Bring it.
Actually, I think it depends. It depends, because it depends on the speaker.
Okay.
Sometimes people say that it's easier to understand a British guy speaking more than an American guy speaking. Sometimes I think that depends. For example, we have African American and we have how can I say, like white Americans, the Native Americans.
Yes.
Usually African American tend to use slang English. For example, they're not going to say good morning, how are you doing, or something. They're going to come to you and say, hey, what's up, my nigga, how you doing? So sometimes if you're not familiar with this kind of expressions, you not understand why is it trying to say to you. So it's difficult to understand. But when we go to the Native American speakers, they usually tend to use more formal expressions such as good morning, sir, how you doing? How can I help you, sir? So I think it depends. It depends. Both English can be difficult or maybe easier to understand, depending on who you're speaking to. The same thing happens to British English. The same way someone can pronounce water to refer to water, but the same way they can say water.
Oh.
So they're both British accent, but one is saying water and the other says water, emphasizing the T. So
Yes.
it depends. That's why I'm saying it depends on who you're talking to be easy or difficult to understand.
Oh.
But I think American is always going to be the best to understand and easier to understand and also easier to be fluent in.
Okay. So, guys, have you tried, like, to learn both of them? Like, you know how to speak, use it, the American English,
Yeah.
and you, the British English. Have you tried to, like, learn?
Speak both.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I do speak both, like using both accents.
Yes.
For example, usually British people tend to use like heavy accents, such as the winter's over and I'm not coming today. So it's kind of heavy. Not that I can't speak, but it's a little bit difficult. If I say you're not coming today, it's not that it's not possible to speak, but it's kind of heavy for me. It's different than say, hey, what's up, my nigga? How you doing? I'm not bouncing today. It's kind of easy. It's kind of floating in air. So, not that I don't know how to speak. I do speak both accents. I do use both accents. But
You
American,
prefer-
I think it's such a cool accent not to be able to speak. Yeah.
You see why we cool? Huh, Chief? You see why we cool?
So,
Don't be sad.
relaxed a lot.
No, you're not. You sound cold. You're freezing. Okay, what about you?
Well, first I'll say that I do speak both, and I do know speaking both
Okay.
because there is no much difference between them. But talking about the advantages or disadvantages, it's
Yeah.
relative.
Relative.
Yes, for example, myself, it's advantageous to speak British English because I like to be polite. You see, for example, asking questions. I do like to use would. Talking about the future, I do like to use shall. When normally people use will, or sometimes the question is asked directly. Let's see, for example, the word. I'm looking for a word. I'm not finding that word right now. Yes, but the truth is, British English it's difficult. Yes, because there are so many rules, and the American one is easier. Anyway, I prefer the British to sound more polite. Thanks.
Okay. It's cool. It's polite. Okay, I go with the cool one. It's not that I don't want to be polite. I am polite, but sometimes you gotta be a little bit cool. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, like, you both are learning English, and eventually you may have the opportunity to teach other students. So, I just want to know, which English will you use to teach these students?
Actually, I don't think that's up to me because usually when you become a teacher, you have a schedule to follow.
Okay.
And usually the type of English that you're going to be teaching, it's chosen by the government.
Okay.
So the books that you're going to be using is not going to be you choosing them, but you're going to be using something that someone already chose for you. So usually in Mozambique, which is the country that we're in now, our schools tend to use the British English from Oxford or even from Cambridge to teach our students. So what I would give as an advice to my students is that they shouldn't just worry much about the accents as such. Just use what you feel comfortable for you. So if you feel comfortable by using British accent, which is I can explain you how to use a banana, it's not bad. But if you want to say, what's up, my nigga? How you doing? Can we go? Can we bounce? So it's up to you. There is no obligation for you to use one or other accent. Just use what it's good for you. As long as you speak properly, as long as you be respectful, and as long as you use the grammar properly. So I think that's the basic thing you used to do. The accent doesn't matter as long as you use what's comfortable for you and you speak fluently.
So you're going to tell your student to bounce?
It depends. It depends. Not in class, but
Not in class.
yeah.
Okay, Chip, something that, do you want to add something?
Sure. First, I want to agree with the Melky, saying that uh, each one must choose the best for him. The accent doesn't matter. Someone may use the accent while speaking another. So that's not a matter. But for example, my own self, I will teach the British English because I do use British English and I have learned using Mr. Priestley's book. So the rules there are from British. That's why I will use it. And always bringing examples, I'll just bring one. Talking to the American grammar, when they talk about a group of people, for example, the government, they use, for example, a phrase, this is the government. In British, we don't say this is, we say are, because we consider a group. You see, this is, these are government. Yeah, and following our standard rules in Mozambique, British English.
Okay. He will use it because it's more polite, so his students must be polite.
Indeed.
Ah, Chief. Ah. But okay, guys, just to close it, advice, any tips for the students, for those who are learning, for our folks. So what is the advice that you leave for these guys?
Fellows, this is my advice, and you must take it serious because who doesn't practice never learn. You may, a wise man just one day told me something. You must pretend to become. What that means, if you want to become a great man, you must pretend to be a great man. If you want to learn speaking British English, you must pretend be British. If you want to speak American English, pretend to be American English. Don't be lazy, guys. Watch some movies in English, music, and most of all, the books are much more important than kiddies. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. And don't forget, you'll be polite at the end of the course, okay? You'll be polite. So, Melky, what is your advice for those who are starting to learn English?
Actually, because we are coming into an end, I will give you an advice for everyone that's watching. A wise man once said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, that fish is always going to think it's stupid because it doesn't climb a tree. The fish has the ability to swim. So if you are a Portuguese speaker and you want to learn English, don't judge your ability to speak English. Judge your ability to speak Portuguese, but trying to learn English because you're not born with the English language. So the other advice I would give to you is that practice takes to perfection. So read a lot, study a lot, and use different ways of studying. Don't just focus on one. As long as you try, you're gonna learn anyway. One tip that I use for speaking, for example, when I didn't understand very well whether I was speaking properly or not, I used to record myself because I didn't have anyone to talk to. We are in a Portuguese country where you don't have many English speakers. So if you want to learn how to speak properly, you can record yourself while you're speaking or while reading, and then watch the same video or listen to the same audio and try to see what are your mistakes and how do you pronounce your words, and then try to get better every single day instead of just creating excuses. I don't have anyone to talk to. There are no excuses for learning. So if you want to be good at something, you gotta try. You gotta do every single day your best to get your goals. That's all.
So, do you want to add something?
Just to add salt to an injury.
Ah,
So, guys, remember, if you do want to become a great speaker of a second language, you must be a great speaker of your own language. Only that, thanks.
yeah. And those are the tips from our. Can I say handsome? Ronny, is it? Can I say handsome? Natasha, can I say handsome? Can I say handsome? I can. She said I can. Ronny, don't fire me when. Our handsome guest is. Oh, Chief. So you're single, ne?
Sure.
Okay. Mina, I'm not single. I'm married to Jesus. So
Okay.
do not approach.
Okay.
So, guys, we've come to an end. This was Language with Ronny. My name is Mariam Lisa Benge, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you guys. So, as you learned, it's important to to speak. To know how to speak your own native language in order to balance your knowledge in a second language. Also, you don't have to go cray just because you need to choose between them. Just study. Focus on studying. Learn the grammar, learn the vocabulary. That will help you. Then you'll come to learn the American or the British. Though I prefer the American. So, guys, see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, put a thumbs up. Put some experiences on a comment box. We need to hear from you guys. What is your experience learning a new language? English, American, or British? What was your experience? It would be very nice to know. And if you have any doubts, please write them down. It will be a pleasure to help you through. A kiss. See you next time.